Welcome back, everyone. You guys are tuned in to Las Comadres on KROJ 101.5 FM. I am Comadre Diosy.
And Comadre Maria.
And we are here with Rhonda, the founder of Smiling Hearts Williams Syndrome. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me back.
How was your day today?
It was good.
Yeah.
It's Monday, so, kind of lazy, but I got stuff done, so at home.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We talked about our Mondays already, but
Mondays are weird. It's like I had kind of like a busy but not so busy, and then I thought it was gonna be busy, and then I had a call that I got ready for. I work from home, and I got a call and it was like literally like 5 minutes, and I got dressed for that. I combed my hair for that. But yeah, no, it's great that you're here. We're so excited to talk to you again.
Thank you.
And how are preparations for your event this week?
It's like a trick-or-treat event.
Trick-or-treating with Smiling Hearts and Special Friends, and it's going well. That's what I was doing today. I was kind of sending out emails to our sponsors who are hosting a booth, and then a few community members are going to host a booth as well. So I was creating like the map, the layout, and where they're going, and then sending emails to all of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It feels like you usually have to do that up until the very last minute. You're like changing things, you're arranging things, and then you're having to rearrange them because something has changed. So
I was thinking that too. Once I made the layout plan and I sent it out, and I was like, I'm probably gonna have to like move the face painter right here. But I was like, I'm just gonna send it out and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last minute adjustments always happen, but we're excited. I'm hoping to be able to make it. We have a lot of stuff going on this coming weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We have like 3 back-to-back events that we're working, but yeah, it's I want to get into the conversation of what is Smiling Hearts Williams Syndrome. I know we kind of briefly spoke about it the last time you were here, but just for the record, for those of us that don't really know about Williams Syndrome, can you please explain what Williams Syndrome is, and then what Smiling Hearts does?
So Williams syndrome is a rare genetic disorder 1 in 10,000 individuals are diagnosed with. My son has Williams syndrome. It's 1 in 10,000 nationwide. Not quite sure with the whole world. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And they have developmental delays, cognitive delays. My son has had speech therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy, and he is in special ed at school. So, but he's in general ed. It's kind of like a spectrum. There's low functioning to mild to moderate to high functioning. They also have characteristics of autism as well. They have some health concerns like cardiovascular disease. About 90% of individuals with Williams syndrome have cardiovascular disease, and my son falls into that 90%. Luckily, it's been mild. So we found out that he had Williams syndrome when he was 4. We knew he had special needs since he was 1 because he didn't meet the, when you go to the doctors and the charts, like he wasn't. The milestones. He wasn't meeting the milestones. And I kind of already had a feeling that there was something going on with him, but I was kind of waiting for the doctor for his 1 year, and then she confirmed it. And we were trying for 4 years to find out what exactly he had. So then we were like, well, maybe he has autism. And then since he was receiving therapy since he was 1, once they turned 3, they stopped the therapy. The regional center then gives it to, the regional center, they stopped certain therapies up until 3. But he was still getting like ABA at home. And the supervisor had a meeting one day with her staff, and they were talking about Williams syndrome. And so she came the day that they had the meeting to my house, and she shared with me that they were talking about Williams syndrome, and she said, when I saw the children on the clip, she said, I thought of Jacob. And so she showed me, at that time they printed out, like the website. And so she brought it to me, and I once I saw the kids, I was like, oh yeah, Jacob has Williams syndrome. So they have also facial features, more in the smile, in their mouth area. Like Down syndrome, they have more in their eyes. And with Down syndrome, they have extra chromosome. Yeah. And Williams syndrome is missing a chromosome.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So that's with Williams syndrome. And yeah, when he was 4, that's when we found out. So we told the doctor right away, and she ordered a specific genetics test to test for Williams syndrome, which is a fish test, and echocardiogram. And so the results from the echocardiogram actually showed that he had Williams syndrome before we received the genetic test results.
Wow.
Yeah. And then honestly, everything just kind of flowed after that. Like, we found out he had Williams syndrome. My husband did some research and saw that there was a walk like 2 weeks later. And so we went to that. Then we found out that there was going to be a Williams syndrome convention in Anaheim the next month. So we ended up going to that. And yeah, ever since then, it's just kind of, it's been easy, like, not easy, but we've been very blessed with who we come in contact with. That has helped us throughout this journey of having a child with special needs or Williams syndrome. And so, yeah, so last year I hosted the Williams syndrome walk. And after hosting the walk, I saw that there were a lot of families that, didn't know that there were, just other families out there, because it's such a rare genetic disorder. And one highlight of hosting the walk last year was one mom who, she has he's 3 now, but he was diagnosed when he was a baby. And she said that she had no idea about the walk up until that week, which her friend saw that the city of San Fernando posted the flyer for the walk. And she came, and I was like, oh my gosh, she had no idea up until that week that, there was a walk. So she just had like no connection with anyone else with Williams syndrome. Yeah. And so that touched my heart, and I was like, you know what, I wanna do something for the Williams syndrome community that I longed for. And her son is so little, so that is kind of where Smiling Hearts started. And this year at the Mother's Day event that we had, I decided that I wanted to open up to not just Williams syndrome, but special needs overall. Just because I was thinking about the last 15 years of having a child with special needs, that yes, Williams syndrome is the root of it, but there's so much more as a special needs mom and parent that I have experienced, the good, the sad, the hard times, and not having really a lot of people to connect with that could relate to the struggles that I would have with my son, the emotions, the breakdowns, the, all of that, and just thinking of that, and I'm like, I want to form a community of, special needs moms. I don't know if there's one out there, but I was like, I want that to be Smiling Hearts.
That's so beautiful. And I remember when we first met, we had this conversation, and it is a big need in the community, because dealing with the health aspects and the stress at home is one thing, but then there is like the world outside, and school and friends and all of these other things that as special needs parents we have to deal with, and have to walk our kids through, and sometimes like we don't know what steps to take. And I remember we were talking specifically about IEPs, because that's something that I've been struggling with, and that's actually something that you feel very confident in. And so just even sharing that right there is super helpful, and that's just one aspect of being a special needs parent, right? And so as special needs parents, maybe we feel confident in one aspect of our parenting, but we need help in another. And when we come together, then we can kind of bounce off of each other and see what has worked for your child. Maybe that will work for my child, and kind of navigating that way as well. And yeah, I'm super super happy that Williams syndrome is here in the community. I mean, not Williams syndrome, sorry. That Smiling Hearts is here in the community. And I had the privilege of being at your Mother's Day event. And I want to talk a little bit about that event too. Because you host different events like that, right?
I want to start doing that. So that was one event that I was, but next year I want to do it again. I want to do one for the fathers, because I think it's so important, especially for dads. I think it's a lot harder for dads to swallow that pill of having a special needs child, especially when it's a boy. And in my experience, my son and my husband, it's been very difficult for my husband. And I mean, even now I feel like sometimes, he struggles with it. I know he does. And so, yeah, I think it's important for dads to know that there's a safe space for you to come and talk about how you're feeling or what's going on with, what's going on, and how can we, or the other dads, support each other.
Yeah.
So that's one that I'm really looking forward to. And I want to do other events next year that are already planning, like bi-monthly. I want to starting off, little by little. So like bi-monthly play dates for the kids, like meeting cute. Maybe at a gym on a Saturday, and different types of activities, or meeting at a library and having story time, or and then bi-monthly or maybe once a month. We're gonna see how it goes, but round table coffee dates, after school drop off. Like, drop off your child, we'll meet at this coffee shop. Smiling Hearts will cover the coffee and pastry, and let's talk, and we'll have topics to talk about, and like you said, how we can help each other bounce off ideas and advice or whatnot, or just you need a venting session. And then other events. And as the years go, like, I want to do something for the moms, because I feel like self-care is so important. And I feel like, I mean, as a mom in general, like, our kids are everything. We focus so much on the kids, but we forget to focus on our health, and we have to take care of ourselves in order to be able to take care of our kids. And so even doing something like a self-care day. I have so many ideas.
Well, that's good that you are the founder, because you can try all of them. You have forever with your organization, right? So I think that's beautiful, and I can't wait to be a part of it, and to to continue being there when you do host them. What would you say for yourself, at least, has been one of the most difficult challenges having a special needs child?
I mean, there's a couple. I feel like, with Williams syndrome, children are so special. They're special, but social. They're so overly social. They love people. And I think one of the biggest struggles for me is to see him want to be with other people, but not always being accepted by them. And he thinks everybody is his friend. And I mean, yeah, kids, they'll be sweet to him or nice to him, but it doesn't mean that they're his friend. And
How old is your son now?
he's 15.
Okay.
He's 15, and we try to remind him. It's like an everyday reminder with him. You know, you don't want to overwhelm people. You know, he wants to, sometimes he'll say hi to every single person that passes by in the cafeteria or outside his classroom. He has a one-on-one aide, and she's told us that sometimes it's a little much, you know, and they've had to talk to him or remove him. So, you know, that's been really hard. There's, you know, other things where he wants to be, just because of his age right now, these are like current struggles.
Yeah.
He wants to drive. And I'm like, you can't even cross the street, you know, without paying attention where, you know, if there's cars coming.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's stuff like that where knowing that, you know, he's not going to be able to do certain things like driving, but he wants to so bad, that I think it's those type of emotions and struggles that right now that I have a hard time with.
Yeah. I can see how, I mean, I feel like, well, I'm forgive me if this is too much, but I'm kind of trying to relate in the sense, because my son is growing, and he's autistic and he has ADHD, but there wasn't much of a difference that I could see with him and other kids developmentally, other than like the hyperactivity, and you know, sometimes he didn't pick up on social cues. But as he's getting older, and as I see him now interacting with other kids, I'm starting to see, you know, those interactions. The same kind of, I can relate to that. And I, you know, I try not to intervene so much. And I do speak to him at home. But again, it's the same situation where he really does think like everybody is his friend, and he gets heartbroken often, you know, and he's constantly like trying to figure out why certain people don't want to hang out with him, and we have to redirect him, and you know, and then it's there's so many levels, you know, to all of this. And I wanted to talk a little bit about, I guess, disabilities, right? Special needs goes hand in hand with disabilities. And I guess that's what's so different here is that it's called special needs because each disability requires special attention and special needs, right? And in our community and in our society, folks don't think about disability unless they are in a state of being disabled.
Yeah.
And that's something that I feel is not like a good thing in our community, because disability is the one tier in, you know, in life that you can step into at any point, right? You can lose your eyesight for whatever reason, you know, you can lose an arm, there's so many ways that you can become disabled.
Yeah.
With the current political climate and this administration, we're seeing a lot of cuts happening, you know, for folks with disabilities. Personally, I am terrified. I have a lot of fears and a lot of just feelings, I would say, you know, that are brewing, that I'm just anticipating how hard it's going to be for us parents of special needs children, but along the scope of like disabilities, like our community is going to be so heavily impacted. Have you thought about that at all? Like, is that something that has been looming in your mind as well, or?
I have thought about it. I don't know. I have heard things here and there. And I have thought about it. Because honestly, we receive services as well. Like financial services. And as far as now, like it hasn't affected us. But yeah, I have thought about it. And I have thought about like having to like do research on, okay, well, what do we do? Yeah. You know, after.
Well, I think you're doing, you know, this Smiling Hearts is going to be that support for a lot of mothers. You know, we're going to be so disconnected we're going to be dealing with this like, because it's not if, you know, we're seeing that it's what's happening. A lot of programs are already being cut. A lot of grants have already been cut. And that's affecting, you know, nonprofits. So it's affecting government offices, and clinics that we have access to. People are being laid off. That is it's supply and demand, you know? We already are at the threshold. So, you know, I guess that's why I'm asking, is because I totally see, you know, Smiling Hearts as right now as the political climate, and not just the political climate, but what is going to happen to us in the community, where it comes to like mutual aid, I guess. It's like, where are parents going to go? Where are they going to seek refuge, right? Yeah, so I don't know. It's more of like a open conversation. I'm just because this is something that's been weighing really heavy on my mind as a parent of, you know, a special needs child, and the services that we receive and the medication that we receive, and, you know, all of that is at risk right now, you know. And so, and I already know some parents that like their medications are not being covered, and stuff like that, where it's like already starting to affect in small ways, where they're having to find a different medication, or, you know, which right now, like, thankfully there's that option, you know. But as we continue to move into this, you know, presidency, we are expecting to see that get worse. But yeah, not to get a little sad over here, guys, but this is the reality of our situation right now. And this is what we do here at Voces Unidas and with Las Comadres, is we have these conversations. But sometimes there's no answers, you know. Sometimes there's no, like, it's just, you know, we're just kind of speaking what we're experiencing, and that's it. You know, there's not really much more to say. It's like what we're going through. And if you relate to this, and if you feel like you need a resource or anything like that, please reach out. If you or feel free to, you know, send a DM on social media, and we can connect you with resources. We do have access to different folks in the community, mental health services, where we cannot for sure say that you're going to get support, but we can definitely direct you where you can find that support. But on that note, we're going to take a quick little musical break, and we'll be right back at the top of the hour. Enjoy this music. We are Las Comadres on KROJ 101.5 FM. Hello, everyone. We are back. We are here in the lovely KROJ studios. My name is Diosy.
And this is Maria.
And we're Las Comadres. We're here with our guest, Rhonda from Smiling Hearts Williams Syndrome. She is such a fierce mother, has kind of tackled this head on from the beginning, it seems like we're hearing, and has fully immersed herself in being an advocate for her child. And we love that. I love that. And I just kind of wanted to get to know a little bit more about your family, and you know how they support you and how you support them with this with Williams syndrome, having a child with Williams syndrome at home. I know you have a daughter, and I'll let you go ahead and speak of her, but I really wanted to know like how the dynamic with her and you and the child and your son is.
So yes, I have a daughter, Jessica. She's 20, and I have a 3-month-old grandbaby. Growing up, speaking on my daughter's behalf, like her growing up, we always wanted to make sure that she felt included, because there's always therapies and, you know, so much that we had to do, be involved with our son, that we wanted to make sure that she never felt left out. So, you know, we made sure that, you know, we had her in sports or any, whatever it was, like we made sure that we were involved with her. And she loves her brother so much. She, like, to this day, she says that she's his second mom. She's so protective over him. She takes him almost everywhere with her. She likes having him around. So that's really, you know, sweet. Like, I can't express how blessed I feel as a mom, to have a daughter like Jessica that is so involved and so loving and caring over Jacob. And she actually is kind of involved with the organization. She is in a networking group called Team Referral Network, and she represents Smiling Hearts to spread awareness. And, you know, she helps out when she can at the events. She'll be at our Halloween event this weekend. Even now that she has a baby, like, she just continues to help out so much. And I'm just so thankful. I'm like, how did I, what did I do to deserve such a great daughter?
Aw, well, you must be such a great mom.
I try.
I love that. Did you feel that, like, did you have mom guilt growing up? Like, I know you talked about, like, being, making sure you were involved with her and the activities that you had her participate in. Aside from that, though, like, was there ever moments where you felt like, oh my gosh, like, I need to, like, shift my attention more this way? Or did you feel like that balance was, like, easy because she was so connected to her brother?
You know, it's funny because I do have mom guilt, even until up to this day. Like, I have mom guilt. I have memories of getting so frustrated with her at times. Like, she was such a happy little girl. She's such a happy young lady right now. Like, you know, and I remember just feeling so frustrated at times. And I think there was a video in an old iPad that they found a few years ago. And it caught me, like, yelling at her. Not like yelling, like, but it was like, Jessica, like, you know, kind of yelling at her while she's, you know, playing with her stuffed animals, and she's, like, recording herself. And then, like, I got upset, frustrated, I think, because she had to, like, go to bed or something.
You were having a mom moment.
Yeah, and the video caught that, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And so, you know, there are those moments of feeling guilty, like I could have been a better mom to her. I could have been around more, because I mean, to be honest and transparent, I think maybe in a time I was maybe in not denial, but trying to escape. And so sometimes after work, I wouldn't come home right away after work. I would go to happy hour. And it would be like every week on Thursday, like I was at happy hour and I'd come home later. So, there are those moments, and then I get the mom guilt now as towards Jacob, where I feel like we were so focused on trying to make sure that Jessica was being attended to with her sports, and she loved her sports. She was a softball player. She loved her sports until she graduated high school. And so we just kind of dragged Jacob along with us all the time. And now he's in a baseball team. He's been on a baseball team for a year now called the Challengers. And, there's sometimes that we can't make it every Saturday. And I feel bad because I think to myself, am I just, what is it? Oh, I just got brain fog right now. But is it like, it's not that important because it's not an actual like baseball, it's with special needs. So there's some Saturdays where we won't go. And I'm like, that's not fair for him, because he'll be excited to go and I'll just be too tired. And I'm like, next weekend we'll go. That happened this weekend. And so then I get the mom guilt where I'm like, he deserves that also. He didn't get it when he was younger, because we were so focused on Jessica that we're barely doing it now, and we don't even do it like every fully, you know what I mean? So, there's that mom guilt there.
Yeah.
But honestly, I really try not to be so hard on myself.
Yeah, that was going to be my follow-up question. How do you deal with that mom guilt? Because we all have it, right? Mm-hmm. Like, thank you for being so vulnerable. I relate to you so much, girl. Like, so much. My daughter is she's like a superstar, And sometimes I feel like I like let her be a superstar. I let her, because I feel like I can do that. But then I'm like, oh my gosh, like, no, I'm her mommy too. Like, I need to give her just as much as I give my son, and vice versa. I think we can always do better with our parenting. So thank you for being so vulnerable. But like, how do you deal with the mom guilt, and how do you make sure that you're showing up for yourself?
Well, like I said, I'm not hard on myself, because I know that I am a good mom. I know that I might not have taken him to the baseball game this Saturday, but at church, he wanted to stay later with his friends while they were doing props for the trunk or treat they're going to have at church, and I brought them pizza. So, you know what I mean? So there's just other things that I do for him. And yeah, that's just kind of what I try to see. I really try not to, because I can get in my head a lot. The mind is very powerful.
Yeah.
And I've learned how to kind of navigate my mental state. So yeah.
What about with your husband? Is it like, do you feel that he is able to have that balance as well? Or do you guys lean into each other for that?
My husband and I are very two different people. I'm more like chill, laid back, like things will get done when they get done. And he's more of like, he can't go to the gym because he has to do this at home, when it's like, go to the gym and it'll be here, when you get back, But I think we both can balance each other out. I think he sometimes is too hard on himself. And that's why it's so good that we're both different, because I can remind him, like, it's okay. Yeah. Like, don't worry about it. But he's a lot of help also. besides, what I shared earlier about, having a hard time accepting and, or being in denial, he's, out of all of that, he's great. Like, he's a great dad. He shows up just as much as I do, maybe even more. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the day that we were at the event. He was in the back with the children, caring for the children. Mm-hmm. And there was also, I think your daughter was there with some other of her friends, chaperoning the kids. But I really enjoyed that. I really thought it was like, it was nice to see him as a father, like, want to step aside and care for the children while the moms had their moment. And so, yeah, I think it was lovely, sometimes in our society we don't really see that, especially like in Hispanic households. So yeah, but what about like within finding time for you guys, because you guys both, like I said, you guys have a lot on your plates, especially now, like with all these events that you guys are going to be hosting. How is that, like, I know for me and Daniel, like, me and Maria actually have been talking about this over the radio show in the last couple of months, is like, we literally have to schedule like a weekend off, because if not, like, we don't get it. It's just so much going on with the kids, family, with friends, with community, that if we're not intentional with it, like, it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Is that like the same for you, or do you feel like you guys navigate that differently?
I think we probably navigate it differently, just because for myself, I'm just so like everywhere. And he's more structured and I'm more of like sporadic, but he's really good at being intentional about like date nights or date breakfast. A lot of times when both of the kids were in school, when my daughter was in high school, we would go have like brunch, breakfast, lunch at UCrave a lot. And that was nice. And so he's really intentional about like being like, oh, do you want to go get a coffee? Do you want to go, you want to go to Bodevi? Like, those are my favorite coffee shops, like Bodevi, Jardín. And so we do that. And then probably the nighttime is more when we have to be like, okay, let's schedule a date night. But we do spend a lot of time together, nice. Throughout the week, because he has his own business. And so it works out for the both of us to have a little more time for each other.
Yeah, that's nice. I saw that you guys recently, you had like a costume night. Was that you? I'm sorry. Did you guys dress up and
this past weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah. We went to a Halloween party.
Okay, I was like, wait, am I confusing you with someone?
Yeah.
What was your costumes?
Well, I was pretty simple. I was like, the theme was Beetlejuice. I had Beetlejuice earrings, and I had like a coat that was striped, and I wore all black. And then he was wearing a security vest.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I saw. I was like, are they referees? Like, I was trying to understand. Yeah. But I saw that was cute. I was like, oh, that's nice to see that, they're going out together.
Yeah.
And, I look at a lot, like, I pay attention to couples, because I'm in community, and I have my partner and my comadre. We're in, like, she's also in community and with her partner, and so it's nice to see like the couples that go out together and enjoy community spaces together outside.
Yeah.
Which is like hard to do, but it's like when you find the time and the space, is so fun.
I see you too. Like, your posts also. Like, I love when I see you out and having a good time.
I always love to see when like you put hearts on my outfits and stuff. Yeah, I'm like
Gotta show love.
Yeah. Well, as we wrap up here, I want to come back to the event that you're having this Sunday,
October 26th.
This Sunday, October 26th. Can you let us know what the location, what the time, what is the attire? What should folks bring with them? You know, what can they expect?
Yeah, so this Sunday on October 26th, our trick-or-treating with Smiling Hearts and Special Friends. It's going to be at the San Fernando Recreation Park, 208 Park Avenue. And we're going to be in the basketball court area. The event is from 2 to 5. Check-in begins at 1:30. And bring your costumes, bring your kids. It's open to the community. There is a $10 per person, but all the money that is put in goes straight towards the organization, so that way we can go ahead and plan our next event, which is going to be in December.
Okay, cool. Did you say folks can dress up? And
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And Rhonda, is there like anything that you want to let folks know before we log off? And also, please let them know where they can find you and your organization.
I just want to let everybody know that if you have a child with special needs, young, old, Smiling Hearts is here. We want to form a community. We want to have events where, the families and the kids and adults feel accepted, loved, understood, and heard. And we want to form this community. And you can find us on Instagram, SmilingHearts_WS, or you can find us online, www.smilingheartsws.org.
Well, there you go, guys. That's where you guys can connect with Rhonda and Smiling Hearts. We're going to go ahead and take a quick musical break as we say bye to Rhonda here. Please enjoy this playlist on Spotify called Las Comadres, Locals Only. If you guys like the songs here, they are from local artists here in the San Fernando Valley. And again, you can find this on Spotify. We'll be right back, y'all.